We're going to talk about Honeywell International. Now, I just listened to a podcast. It was really interesting about their company. It's Honeywell Forge. I want to talk about it just a little bit because of the massive potential that it has. Now, Honeywell estimates there's about 40 million buildings in the world. Right? They themselves have 700, give or take, around the world. Now, what they were discussing is the management of those buildings, right? And as a everyday person, I never really thought about this, but I never really thought about how massive of a potential this is because I don't manage buildings. What one of the thing was their concern is that the IT person or the person that's mismanaging everything, they're getting old, right? And the new wave of people want everything to be autonomous, right? Automated. So what Honeywell's been doing is they're developing with Forge is they're developing technology to where people can manage the building remotely, right? And then they're also setting up. I mean, I'm not a I don't know everything about technology, so some of it went over my head. But they're saying with the new how Apple and all the phone companies and the tech companies are waiting for the 5G technology, well, so are the builders, right? And with the builders, once they're be able to do that, then they'll be able. What Honeywell is trying to do is, unless your building is attached to internet, it's difficult. It makes sense. Like, okay, if you're not attached to the internet, then you can't access your building. But we forget a lot of places don't have access to the internet, how we do in the United States. So with their 5G, they want to have a remote to where they can access where the building accesses 5G, right? So really turning the business into a smart building and then writing programs, because what he was talking about with companies, that it's an expense, that it's a hidden expense, and it has a lot to do with their P&L, is the management of the buildings, right? So and you got to think, this Honeywell, which is a huge company, and 700 buildings across the world, just managing the air conditioning, uh, the lights, I mean, everything, the water. And what they're saying is through their smart building, right? Through their technology, they're going to have they already have an algorithm that can manage that building more efficiently and effectively, right? So they can gauge the temperatures, they can gauge whether the window's open, they can optimize where they're losing money, right? So it's going to be a game changer in the future, because if you think there's 40 million buildings that need to be upgraded into the technology of a phone, and Honeywell's at the forefront of, through Honeywell Forge, of creating the technology for the newer generation to make it autonomous. All right. Now let's talk about their company just a little bit. I mean, that I'm very interested in that part right there, and I see a great growth opportunity. So I mean, they damn near got me sold on that. Small little dividend. Not really excited about the dividend. Institutional ownership is a little bit low of what I would like, but we're still above 50, obviously, and we're above the 60, even the 70. So we're almost at the 80 threshold that I like. 148 billion-dollar company. Let's see what Corona's done. Corona's really done nothing to industrials. If you've paid attention to any of these companies, I'm more frustrated I didn't just invest in industrials from the beginning of this, because every last one of them you see has well surpassed their highs of all time. Right, they're in uncharted territory. Here you go. Here you go. See, smart buildings are key to greener future. Right. I didn't know that was there, but that's what I was looking at. So let's go to. I mean, they're in everything too. Like it's the industries that they're in. Like, look, Aerospace buildings in cities, which they're not only trying to do the buildings, they're trying, and with the airports, right? So they're also in the airport. So they're trying to, they're building systems to monitor airports better, to make it a more comfortable experience, to be able to run you through things a lot faster. Retail, pharma, healthcare, industrial manufacturing, safety, even sporting goods. Let's look at the sporting goods. I'm not I don't really see their sporting goods. I've seen some boots, but I mean, if they're selling the original Muck Boot Company, right? So I'm guessing they own Muck. I don't know what that is. It's you can't click it. There you go. The Muck Boot Company. All right, so they own this. Let's see how much traffic this company gets a month, if it's even anyone's even heard of it. Oh wow. So just the Muck Boot Company is getting half a million people to their website, and it's all search. So it's all people that are looking for boots and everything. So just on that top referring site, Honeywell, that makes sense. So their sporting and goods store actually probably generates a decent amount of money. So not only are they helping you fix your buildings, helping your airports, making things more efficient, you can even go buy some sports book, some sporting goods. Right? Is this it right here? Yeah. So let's see what they got. Oh wow, expensive too. Some some boots, hunting gear, farm work, pursuit utility, our purpose made for you. So it's the work in life. Okay. What is this? Oh wow, they're in. I live in Charlotte. I've never heard of these boots or this, but I also don't shop. Yeah, so they have three different. Let's see what Howard Light is. So these must be their cash cows, because they got, wow. Come on. So yeah, okay. So everything for the outdoorsman. So they got your work clothes, they got your outdoorsy stuff, and they also have like your farm or your gun stuff, earplugs, bands, passive muffs. So when you're looking at Honeywell, and it says over here that is, well, it is diversified industrials. So they're making money from a lot of different avenues. So at $212, I would say it's a pretty decent business because, man, revenue of $33 billion a year. Yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah, I could see this. All right, so that's Honeywell. It's a lot more into it than technology. Like I said, they're into shoes and making everything more accessible for us in the future. All right.